Welcome to the second intermission. 32 Thoughts is always presented by GMC and the new Sierra AT4X. Jeff Marek, Elliotte Friedman. Patrick Alvin is on After Hours with Scott tonight. So will he have questions for Elliotte, or Elliotte, have you got questions for Mr. Alvin? But you've sure been covering the Canucks.
Well, I don't like to tell Scott Oak what to do, and it's not like he's going to listen to me anyway. But I think one of the questions we're all trying to figure out is, what are the Vancouver Canucks up to? What is their goal here with some of the conversations they're having around the league? And here's the best I can give you. Number one, they're not interested in a rebuild or a teardown, but they are interested in changing their mix and breathing some new life into the team. They have indicated that they have one untouchable, and that is Pettersson. Now, I know what everybody's going to start to say. What does that mean about Quinn Hughes? And what I was told is that the Canucks have said it would take an absolutely mammoth offer. This is not something they're looking to do. It would take a mammoth offer for them to part way with the tremendous young defenseman. And just the other thing, Bo Horvat, we've all been wondering this week about what his future is. The best I can sense, Ron, is that, and Jeff, is that JT Miller's contract is worth $56 million. I just don't think they want to go over that for Horvat, and his year has put him over that.
Okay, sticking with trades as well, someone to keep our eyes on is James Van Riemsdyk of the Philadelphia Flyers, having a really nice season now and scored tonight as well. Keep your eyes on him. The Philadelphia Flyers have made him available. Now, the actual cash here, $5 million. $1 million has already been paid as a bonus going back to last summer. The cap hit is $7 million, but Philadelphia could eat some of that as well to make it more palatable for a team looking at James Van Riemsdyk. Probably really good for a team looking for some power play help, a team destined for the playoffs. He's having another decent season, Ron.
A lot of news with Hockey Canada this week, Jeff, and I know you wanted to touch on that.
Okay, so we've been on this pretty much all season, so we'll close the loop on this one today. It became official. Hockey Canada has a new board of directors led by the chair, the Honourable Hugh Fraser, and congratulations to our colleague Cassie Campbell-Pascal. Ratified earlier on today by the 13 Hockey Canada members. This is a transitional board, as we've been talking about. They will only serve for 1 year, although they can reapply, and one of the first orders of business will be to identify and find another CEO or their next CEO. One of the questions is, will it be one person? Will it be two? And the name that we get, again, Ron, keep coming back to in Elliotte, is Therese Brisson of Alpine Canada.
A lot of reporting about the scheduling this week and what could happen in the NHL. There's a lot of teams that just don't like that a lot of the rivalries, like Calgary-Edmonton, is over and soon to be over Rangers-Islanders. And Jeff, one of your old buddies, Greg Wyshynski, I think hit what there's kind of being discussed yesterday, and that is a movement to an 84-game season potentially. 4 versus the other 7 in your division, 3 versus the other division in your conference, and 2 versus the other conference, also fewer preseason games. When the NFL went to 18 regular season games, they dropped the preseason to 3. I think that's the kind of model this is based on. Well, there is a will to discuss this, but Jeff, there are hurdles, including one, the players.
Well, so far there's been no contact between the NHL and the Players Association on this one at all, but I can tell you informally, over the last few years, this has been discussed between the NHL and the Players Association. I think you hit it, though. Fewer preseason games would be crucial for this one to curry favor with the Players Association. And I think as well, Ron, a shorter training camp. I think that might be the path to this new arrangement.
Leadership in the CHL may be changing.
So, yeah, a couple of things. So earlier on this week, Gilles Courteau, the commissioner of the QMJHL, announced that he'll be stepping down from his position at the end of next season. So they'll try to identify and find someone to put in place for spring, and then Courteau will mentor that person all next season. 3 names have popped up that you're probably familiar with. Jocelyn Thibault, Mark Denis, and Stéphane Quintal have all been put forward as well. Some people have mentioned Trevor Georgie of St. John. Not sure that's a fit there. Interesting as well, Ron Robison, who's the WHL commissioner, he'll step down at the end of next season as well. So 2 of the 3 commissioners of the CHL will be stepping down. There will be new leadership. The CHL could have a whole new tone and timbre, Ron, next season.
Boy, that's a lot of really good stuff on leadership around our game.
Yes.
So, Abakar Kazmakov, tragic news in London.
Just horrible. The junior hockey world very much in mourning today with the passing of the London Knights player who died suddenly last night. You know, London was supposed to play Flint today. The London Knights were supposed to have their Christmas party after the game. Instead, parents drove to London to pick up their kids and take them home for the holidays. From all of us here, we express our condolences to the family and the friends of Kazmakov, to say nothing of the London Knights and the entire Ontario Hockey League.